Auburn has some of the most magnificent uniforms in all of college sports. The orange and blue is so beautiful. But what if we got a little creative? What if we took the time to tweak things, to have a little fun? And when I say we, there's one particular person that we're going to talk to on a stream like this when it comes to all things Auburn uniforms. Let's get into it right now. War Eagle Auburn family, and a special War Eagle welcome to those of you that consider yourselves part of the E2C Network family. We appreciate you joining us, hanging out with us, spending some time being a part of our little family within the Auburn family. As is typically the case, we get together whenever there's an opportunity to talk about Auburn aesthetics, Auburn uniforms, Auburn colors, Auburn history. What else, Clint? Am I missing anything in your repertoire?
Nope, I think that's pretty good.
Clint Richardson of the Auburn Uniform Database back in the house. What is up, sir? How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. I think our last one we did was for the Nike deal, which has been what, about 2 months, months and change?
Yep.
Literally the day you've been waiting for since the day since you began all of this. And what a week that was for you. I mean, you appeared on everything.
That was busy. That was a busy time, and it's only going to get busier from here on out. So
exactly, you have a plethora of content, a plethora of like things to think and talk and create. Your world just opened up, my friend, so much more. And we're not even talking about like legitimate changes to the uniform necessarily, other than a patch. We're just talking about implications of changing to Under Armour and Nike.
Yeah. It's we usually tease upcoming themes at the end of the show, but there's a lot. Like, this is going to be a busy summer for the Auburn Uniform Database. There's a lot of changes coming. Not so much to Auburn football uniforms right now. Kind of. That's your teaser right there. But a lot changing, a lot of speculation right now. Trying to keep expectations a little tampered for the time being. Some things that are completely out of our control that are changing, and just college athletics is a completely changing landscape right now, so it's very, very different.
Oh, you mean things are changing, huh? I thought it was all going to stay the same forever, and nothing was ever going to not make sense, like California teams joining the Big Ten, or oodles and oodles of money going for college athletes. None of that.
Look. You and I have ranted about that privately for many, many years. We could do a couple of hours of the show on that. That's not what we're here for today.
That is not what we're here for. Great segue. Let's do a little bit of an opening discussion about this. We are here for the annual tradition that you have created of just having fun with Auburn uniforms. And let me be very clear at the outset of this. I want everybody to listen right now. I don't care. Most of you just make your comments without reading or listening anyway. I'm looking in the camera at you right now, sir, ma'am.
Stop looking at me. Stop.
No, not you. No, I'm looking at the person who's thinking about, who's writing this comment right now. This is just for fun. I am the biggest nostalgia freak out there. I hate change. Even I have fun with this as much as it makes me roll my eyes every time I see this.
Yes.
With that being said, Clint, you've been doing this for several years. How many years now have you been doing this?
This is round number 10.
No, it's not.
It is. Oh, it's probably round 7 that we've taken fan ideas like we do right now. But this is the 10th installment of taking a look at internet created and fan created concepts. So it's a couple of years in, it got turned upside on its head with this crazy concept idea. But yeah, we've been doing this for the entire 10 years that the Auburn Uniform Database has been alive.
Yeah, this is something that's been going on for a while. Again, just for fun. There are no changes to the uniforms. Clint has no power over this. Clint has no control over this, and thank goodness that's the case for some of these.
That's not true according to Avery. So
everyone knows Clint controls Auburn uniform design and output. At least that's what I was told as well, Avery. So
nope.
Regardless of all that, this is something we do every single year. We like to talk about it. The point of this, though, and I want to remind everybody, especially on YouTube, the link is available in our description for this video. If you want to go check the article out, or Clint's sharing it out 1,000 times. a day at this point. So please do support, and you need to be
once a day.
Well,
once a day.
But you get my point. Just go along with it. You need to go check the article out for the full details. What I love about this series, Clint, is that it brings the Auburn family, those that choose to be, together on this. You take people's designs, you take people's ideas, and some of them have no business ever being a reality. But you're giving people an opportunity to see what they want to see, and you're doing the legwork essentially to bring it to quote unquote life.
Right. And those first couple of years of this series were really like, let's take your ideas that you would like to see happen, an orange jersey, bring back the orange drop shadows, or a blue helmet, blue pants, whatever it may be. Like, we took some of those ideas and did mock them up on a flat 2D image that you see on the Auburn Uniform Database, and it just kind of ran its course. There's only so much you can do within reason with an Auburn football uniform, with the tradition and the branding, like, to keep it in line. There's only so much you can do. So we started to branch out, and this kind of came in twofold. Like, I was kind of tired of doing the same old, but also, like, it's the summer. If you notice, like, the big wig sites will always put out really bad content.
He said it, not me.
You look at it and you'll know it's bad content. It's 15-year-old concept photos that don't make any sense. They're on the wrong templates. The schools have outdated those logos. They've outdated the template that the manufacturer logo on the jersey, like, all that kind of stuff is just so awful. And it's clickbait, it's engagement bait, it's lazy content, and it drives me nuts. So kind of what this part of this concept is it's content for me. It's fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, there's a artistic challenge to it, because I am not an artist, I am not a designer. This is just a fun part of this process.
Right.
And, like, kind of going to spit in the face of that content. Like, y'all are going to post bad content, I'm going to post better, sillier content.
Sillier, crazier, wilder.
And there was an unforeseen side effect to all of this. Like, Auburn uniforms are good. The people who design Auburn uniforms outside of football are good at what they do. Sometimes you might have an idea that you want to see the blue pants, you might want to see the orange drop shadow come back, and when you see it mocked up, you're like, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Or, there's, when you look at these, it's kind of proof that what we've got is really good.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of different angles to this, and to me, that's what makes this fun. And also what also makes it frustrating when people don't really see that part of it. I already had to block somebody on Twitter this week because they were just rude about these all suck.
Yes.
And, like, as a design, they don't suck.
Right.
We can argue about, is this a good Auburn uniform? But as far as a uniform, they're not all that bad. And the work behind it, the thoughts behind it, like, there are words on this article that we both know that people don't read, but it explains the entire thought process, and the fact that we're just having fun with this. It's goofy, it's silly, and if you can't have fun with this, what can you have fun with?
Well, I've discovered, especially, and it's the weirdest thing, that the video board of all things has been one of the things that's just proven to me that people do not read or listen to press conferences. Like the information's out there for you if you will just take the time to do it. So anyway, let's get off the grumpy old man segment here about all this stuff, but let's get into this. So typically how we do this is we're not going to show you the whole article. You got to go look at them all, and I would recommend you do. And I will say, Clint, this year I found less offensive things than I felt like. And maybe that I did. This is my plan every year when this comes out, is do a quick glance through, just get an initial reaction, and then go back through and look more thoroughly, like maybe an hour or two later. But
get that shock out of your system.
Get the shock out of my system, because there are times where I look through this thing and literally this is my reaction. I mean, that's exactly what
I didn't know you had props ready.
That's just me. And then there are times where you're just wondering if there's somebody even paying attention when they're thinking of these things, because it looks like they just got confused.
Squirrel.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop now. and then there's the. I'm done. Sorry.
God, this guy's got props.
I got props. I got everything. I was thinking that tonight would be a good night for that. Okay, so here's the drill, folks. Before I make Clint crack up anymore, let's dive into this. We're going to show you a couple of the concepts from the article. Clint's going to talk through them a little bit. Why, what didn't work, maybe worked about it, just thoughts he has about them. You guys can ask comments or questions about these designs and stuff. Once we've wrapped up with that, we will get into more of a just kind of a general Q&A session with Clint, where we can talk about this topic, maybe just some more broader Auburn aesthetics, Auburn uniform topics, like we typically do whenever he's on. So, Clint, with that being said, I am going to cue it up for you, sir. Tell us what we got here.
All right. So again, these are all suggestions from social media. This was the first time that this series has been opened up to non-Twitter people, and we got a couple of Instagram suggestions, but this first one that we're going to hit on is from a longtime Twitter follower. What is that? AU Barn Trooper. So
love it. Star Wars and Auburn.
There you go. There you go. We're going to get that in here anyways. So, there are a couple of ways that you can make a good suggestion. And our guy here had a really solid suggestion, because white pants, very specific. Orange jerseys with white numbers and a blue drop shadow.
Very specific.
Hey, I like kind of twisting it on its head. We saw the orange or the blue jersey with an orange drop shadow and the white jersey with an orange drop shadow, but we have not seen, orange with blue. So This is different. The front chest mark and the player names on the back are going to be in the cursive script to match the script logo that baseball wears. Of course, the helmet has to have an orange face mask. And as a wild card, your choice for a helmet logo. So,
and you chose this one.
This is what we went with. So the helmet was honestly the last thing I touched in this. And this maybe we should just blow this up a little bit. Let's do this. No, that's not going to blow up, is it?
I guess while you're figuring that out, my question is, I know it's one of your more prominent ones on there that you've displayed. Is this your favorite of this year?
I can't get this photo to work. I think so. This might be one of the better ones. So I kind of try to do these, in order to let's start out simple. Let's not scare anybody away as they first scroll in. And then we slowly kind of hit the crazy, and then we might slow it down a little bit. But yeah, this is the first one. And, I started with just, let's go with an orange base on this one. Let's get the orange drop shadow on these. One of my thoughts when I think about these uniforms is always like the original Dud Barfield uniforms sucked because they had the white stripe in the middle of the shoulders. And it doesn't work that way. Not for me. There are some schools that actually do have a white center stripe, and I don't like it. So, to kind of balance it out a little bit better, it has to be a navy stripe flanked with 2 white stripes, and added the script logo on the front, matched it on the back with the player name, did the same thing with the helmet bumpers on the front and the back. The pants obviously stay the same, and started to try to figure out what logo to add onto this helmet. And I have a collection of a ton of Auburn and Auburn related logos and designs saved onto my computer, and I'm looking through them, and just nothing's really sparking interest until I remembered this one. And I've named him Super Tiger.
I was wondering, I was going to ask what you called him.
Yeah, this is Super Tiger. And I just love it. And I forget where he came from. I think he came from an old Glomerati yearbook, but I love him, and I think he works perfectly on this helmet, and he looks good on a t-shirt too. Just saying.
Just saying.
So after we do the flat 2D mock-ups, we actually have to go put it on a player. So Jarquez,
Perfect pick for the year. I think it looks really good on him. I will be honest, the logo choice at first when I saw it is one of those that makes me stop and go, I don't know about that. But the more I've looked at it, the more I like it. And it's probably one of those things too, where you said you were going through logos that you could use there. Nothing's really popping. Nothing's really working. I can see where this one works together with that orange. It almost, people clamor for the orange jersey so much that to me, it's almost like it can never live up to the hype. But if you have something unique also going on with the orange jerseys like this, it could work. It's not the worst thing in the world. That's not as positive as you're going to get from me on some of the things. All right.
I get it. But I kind of fell in love with this Super Tiger look, and I'm down to purchase custom decals with this design and build a little helmet with them, because I think it just, again, if you kind of had to look at these in a vacuum, if Auburn's uniforms didn't exist as they do and didn't have 60, 70 years of the history behind them, like, is this something that a orange and blue Tigers team could realistically debut next year? Yeah, I think so. If we created a professional or a semi-pro, like, this could work. This is unique. It's not one of the repurposed throwback logos that people love to see that just get reused all the time. Like, this is something different, and I like it. I like this guy.
This is a good point to bring up here, because you talked about logos not really working well with this the initial design that was requested, and you got the choice of how to use it on the helmet. Did you try the Pouncing Tiger logo?
I did not, and that kind of goes back to one of the the themes around these. When I take suggestions, I try to find the most unique, different concepts that we have not done previously.
Okay.
So there, and we've done this for 10 years. I've done, other little mini series on social media in the past. And, like, of course, we've made helmets with that logo, and, just it almost felt cheap and lazy and the easy choice to just throw on that leaping tiger. And let's try and challenge it and go a little bit further than that.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Clint. I'm intrigued. I might ask for a special request for you to throw together that logo on this for me. I know that's a lot of work for you, but I'm kind of intrigued now. It may be tired. It may be old. It may be overused.
And you know what? It might tie it all together perfectly.
And I don't know that I hate this logo on that helmet as much as my initial first reaction was the more I've looked at it. And I said that earlier, but I'm just intrigued now about, and there's something, if I'm remembering the way that logo's laid out too, that it just matches the contour of the helmet, I think, or the white space of the helmet a little bit.
It could, and it's a little bit thicker, vertically. This one is a very long horizontal image. That vertical one might fill up that space a little bit better, like you were saying. So yeah, it's possible, but again, that's what we're here for. So
in a superhero line of SEC uniforms, Super Tiger reigns supreme, and I think that's what we need to call this one: Super Tiger, Super Orange Tiger, or something like that. Super Orange.
Well, this is why you're not in the naming business.
Listen, I try my best. Okay, I'm here for moral support. That's all I'm here for.
That's fair, Gardner. I can see how it looks like a lizard from a distance.
Like it does, and that we tried to bring it before you got here. WT, we were trying to maximize a little bit so everybody could see a little bit more clearly. It's just not working that way right now. Yeah. But again, as Clint was saying earlier, he tried a few more things there. And see, that's the thing, is from this angle, just the mock-up right there, it almost lays out a little bit more nicely. It's just because it's a flat image, but when it's on the contour of that helmet, it almost stretches it more.
This might be a good one to kind of pull an old school Seattle Seahawks. And if you know the old Seahawks helmets, like the Seahawks logo combined in the back of the helmet created a little bit of a V shape. So maybe we don't do that here, but we enlarge it to the point where they almost touch in the back, or like the original Jacksonville Jaguars lawsuit helmet. That was, long story short, the Jaguar car company didn't like how close the logos resembled, but they had a leaping Jaguar in the similar vein as this with still the helmet stripes. So you could do it in a couple of different fashions. I didn't even think about that one until just now. So
this is what this is about, man. Talking through it, brainstorming. Again, I'll say this throughout the whole series this year. There's not one that I looked at this year and was like, ugh. But there were some that made me pause, and this was one just with the stretching out of the Super Tiger. I do like that Seattle Seahawks concept you just talked about, though.
That could sell this one.
I think it might. See, we got his wheels turning now. We've lost Clint. Now he's deep in this creative thought process.
Now we're deep thinking.
All right. We've got one of each, unless you want to keep talking about this one.
No,
we got
let's move on.
One of the three big sports for each one of them. What you got for us next?
All right. So next is basketball, and I forget this.
How far down it is.
No, it's right here, but I forget this fellow's real name. I think it's Sully.
Sully.
Again, here's one of our two Instagram ones. Basketball jersey with the Leaping Tiger logo. So here you go. Here's why I didn't do that, because we already had it on another logo or another uniform. Over a block Auburn on the front, similar look to the old Barney the Dinosaur Toronto Raptors jersey. Leaping Tiger on the side of the shorts with piping on the bottom. Okay. Plain and simple.
That description, though.
That's what they call him.
I know.
You know, the old Vince Carter, it's over dunk contest. Like, that's such a classic uniform. It's such a great design. So these are kind of difficult because a lot of those designs are custom made and they don't have great, the fonts don't really carry over very well or whatever. And I have done a couple of other NBA uniforms, and it's just, when you take something that's really specific to a team in a city and try to modernize it, try to Auburnize it, it can be difficult, but I like how this one turned out.
All right. The reveal.
And here it is.
It does have that Raptors vibe of the 90s, Vince Carter. I'm definitely getting that being evoked there. And now, but I can't stop thinking about that logo on the other one now.
Should we Super Tiger this one? Just swap the Tigers?
I don't know if it works there. I think that logo fills that spot up more, just like that old traditional Raptor on that side kind of filled up that spot.
I feel like nicely. We have to bring this one up just as a sample so we can kind of compare these two.
Okay.
Let me see if I can't grab
if you want me to pull it down, I can too. So you'd let me know. Oh, there you go.
Did that work?
Oh, we got it on. They're not at the same time, but we can go back.
I can't do them side by side, but this is what we're talking about. So this Raptors word mark is very specific, and it's hard to recreate something like this, and especially if you don't have the entire font to trace or whatever. So I decided against going with this. The big logo in the middle is kind of the idea that I wanted to go with, but that's not the easiest thing in the world.
Right.
So to combine all of it, this is how I ran it. And the Leaping Tiger is going to be kind of higher up and off to the side, and we're going to keep it kind of to that 90s era and go with that old school arching block lettering word mark. And there's a little detail here that I think may get lost, but the tiger's tail loops around the tail of the logo.
Yeah, and it's kind of like where it doesn't do justice to the last logo on the helmet that we were using too. If we could pull it up a little bit more, just not able to right now. I was wondering why you made the choice to almost interlock them, but now that I'm looking at it, focusing on it more, I'm seeing what you did there. I see what you did there. So, nice little touch, incorporating the logo with the font. I think it would have been cool if you could have used the Toronto Raptors font with that, but this feels more Auburn.
It does, and that's kind of that trade-off with this is is it an Auburn jersey or is it a Toronto Raptors jersey that just says Auburn or
Right.
Tigers? So, and there's I have a friend who tracks uniforms for Clemson, and a year or two ago he ran this series where he turned every NBA uniform into a Clemson uniform, and he did do that with the Toronto uniform and did create his own Tigers word mark in the same vein as the Raptors. And I'm just not interested in copying.
Right.
Again, we're trying to kind of, for me, this is a fun project to push my creativity and to do something a little different. And I'm not here to just copy. So
Right. Right.
while I 100% agree with what you're saying, um, and I can see why somebody would say that, um, we're here to do something different.
Here, scroll up just a little bit so we can have the. I want to bring this comment up with it. And I'm sorry, up the image up, so we can see the logo with it. Love the basketball one. Just make sure the shorts go halfway down your leg.
Yes. So, and like the shorts were an interesting piece with this because I don't have a picture of the shorts. Um, on one side of the shorts, they had a um, like a basketball with the raptor head on it,
Uh-huh.
and on the other side, where the they had another logo on the other side inside of like a zigzaggy triangle.
Right.
So again, we're trying to Auburnize this one. So throw on the leaping tiger on the bottom half of the shorts opposite of the jersey, just to kind of balance it a little bit.
Mhm.
And to match the triangular set of the Raptors jersey, I did this to house the player number.
Mhm.
And this is a callback to the John Mingelt 1960s, 1970s uniforms that Auburn wore. They did wear the player numbers on the shorts back then. And then once we got into the 90s, there was an asymmetric kind of design. So, there's inspiration pulling into this uniform from a lot of different areas.
I do like the leaping tiger on the shorts. There's something about that. I almost imagine as they're running, it's running with them, kind of thing. That's lame, but it's what I think of. Right? and I kind of
you are as lame as they come.
and that's fair, and I accept that. It's not criticism to me; it's an honor. I do like it being juxtaposed with the numbers on the opposite side of the shorts. I would buy these shorts. I will say that the jersey, while I think it very much evokes the Toronto look, feel, vibe with the Auburn flair, it's not my most favorite anymore. But those shorts, though, that's a winner for me.
I mean,
Simply, it's the old logo too.
these shorts could very well match any number of
Mhm.
jerseys. So,
Yeah.
like, if you really wanted to get into that uh, mentality, like we could mix and match 100 different jerseys with this pair of shorts.
Yeah.
But
what I also like, and I also stress, if you don't like the way the design portion of what he shares on this is, make sure you look at the mock-up with a person actually, quote unquote, wearing it, because you just put it on top of them. To me, that looks really good on somebody. Like if I'm an Auburn basketball player wearing that, I'm probably proud to be wearing that, even if it's not my most favorite design in the world, because I think it looks good.
Yeah.
With a person actually wearing it.
And that's why it was only a couple of years ago that I started putting players in to the uniform, because there's only so much you can do with this.
Mm-hmm.
And things look different on paper versus in real life.
Right.
And this just adds another dimensionality. You may like it in the mock-up, you may not like it here, and vice versa, and all of that is fine, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah. One of the things here that I was looking at while you were talking, it talks about the numbering looking good. Go back up to the mock-up portion of it, or right there. I want to see the numbers again. I'm just curious, what font is that on the
Okay, so
because I like that a lot.
You're not going to believe me when I tell you this. The name of this font is Aardvark.
You made that up.
And nope, I did not. And it is the same number, or the number font is the same that matches the chest mark. So, and if this number happens to look familiar, this is going to be a deep cut for some people, but this is the exact same number font that Hendrick Motorsports uses in NASCAR.
Wow. And
So
if you
this,
only
if you're a Jeff Gordon or a Jimmy Johnson fan, this it was an aardvark number.
did you do that with in mind, or was it one of those after the fact? I just realized I did that that actual connection without thinking about it.
Dalton just did.
There you go.
You gotta add that next one. You gotta add that next one.
And then, holy smokes.
That was incredible.
This is why sometimes the delay on a live stream is good and sometimes it's bad. But today is one of those days where it's good. Where somebody's like literally having that thought, and then wow, they're talking about my thought.
So, yes, that's so funny.
Again, kind of my general thoughts about this one. It's not one that I holistically love. There are parts of it that I really love. The shorts, as I said, I'm other than the tumor. Let me go back to like 2 years ago, the tumors lemonade one that Avery, that was just the one that was off the wall, very random, that I was just like, yes, give me that now. Those shorts I remember I liked. This is kind of giving me the same feelings about these particular shorts. Don't hate the jersey, but I love the shorts so much more.
And I have a feeling that this last one we're going to bring up might have that same impact for you.
Okay, well, you teased us. Sounds like
we're going. And I'm going to tease it, but I want to go back to a couple of comments.
Okay,
if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Gardner, thank you. I appreciate that you understand that this is, a creative endeavor. That that's the whole point of this. I've said it before and I'll say it forever, that like what I love about uniforms is that we can all have this conversation.
Right.
You and I may be able to talk X's and O's and understand what we're coming from, but we don't know what we're doing. We're not coaching. But we can talk about these and why we like it and why we don't like it. And
wait, are you saying that people that have podcasts don't know what they're talking about? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, it is not. If that's what you're hearing, that's on you. And then can you pull up Auburn Tiger 1's comment?
Sure.
All right. So this is a common misconception about the Auburn uniforms. This is incredibly untrue.
Yeah. What is 100%. It? The last time Auburn wore Auburn jerseys, we got stomped by Tennessee. I was there.
It is not true. And here's the reason why people think this. Because the orange jerseys were on the cover of the 1980 Tennessee program.
Do you know what we have happening here? It's this concept of the Mandela effect, I think is what it is. It's where something has occurred in a certain way to make people believe that it actually did happen that way. It's like when you look at I think it's like the cereal boxes that say Fruit Loop or Fruit Loops.
Yep.
It's the
Looney
same
Tunes,
thing.
Berenstain Bears. How do you spell that? So yeah, we're gonna tangent onto this one real quick. And
but I'm like having very like serendipitous moments during this stream of why all this, there are so many things now I'm questioning.
You should be. You should always
question everything.
Go back to 2019.
All right, there we go.
A whole article on this one, and here's a breakdown of every single game. 78 Georgia, 79 Mississippi State, 1980 Southern Miss, 1980 Georgia. Came to a 2-1-1 record, and I don't think did I not link the. Here it is. There's the program.
There it is.
1980 versus Tennessee. You cannot print a book with a photo for the game that has not happened.
Wait, are you saying they didn't have great printers back then that could like put it out real fast, like within instance?
Within instant?
Yeah.
Or how about hours into the future?
Yes, right.
So this is a common misconception, and I am not harping on you, Auburn Tiger 1. This is
I think it's one of those things that I talk about a lot with, where I see someone, what was it lately we've been talking about? there are a lot of concepts that we all assume because we hear it in our echo chambers, we see it on message boards, and it becomes, well, so, and then that kind of informs what we thought we knew about the situation when we've actually not taken a step back. And he says he was at the game, and it is hard to refute personal experience, but there is no evidence to support that. So it could be one of those things that over time, it's just
to be fair to what you're saying, Kyle, is there is evidence to refute that.
To the opposite is what I meant. No evidence to support.
Yes, because I do have photos and evidence of what they were for that Tennessee game. So it just happens, and it was, it was almost 45 years ago. Like it happens. I'm not faulting anybody for it, but it never fails that somebody comes up to me with that kind of comment, and rightfully so, is adamant about what they believe. But facts are your friends, and these are the facts.
These are the friends and the facts.
Yes, these are okay, let's go back to the concepts and step off of that one. So
yeah, but good point to bring up. So we've done football, we have done basketball. Of course, we're going to talk about the other big three as we know it. Let's do some baseball.
And somehow, Kyle, you were the one that kind of pulled out all three of these uniforms.
I did.
And you got one of all three bid sports, but you also got the two wild cards in this that were both submitted via Instagram. So
wow.
I don't know if I'm congratulating you or not, but
I don't know if that what would you be congratulating me for?
But
thanks, I'll take it.
This guy said, let's do a baseball uniform based off of the War Eagle wall. And
just flat out.
When I sat down and thought about this one, I thought, how the hell have we not done this one already? We've been doing this for 10 years, been taking crazy concepts for 7 or 8 years. And I sit down and I think, I'm not going to have enough to do a full series this year.
And
because the creativity, and trying to kind of hit into new concepts, and I don't like to rehash old ones. Like there's a lot that kind of diminishes not diminishes, but like kind of takes ideas out of the pool.
Sure.
And then this one hits me. It's like, oh, we're never going to run out of ideas.
Here's a hint. We did tumors. Now we've done the War Eagle wall. Just work your way downtown.
That's a good idea.
The next is the chapel. I'm just thinking of like buildings that you could do, and then you've got your sponsorship built in. It all works, man. It all works. That's how we're going to do it from now on. War Eagle wall. That is one that I think should have happened by now. But to be fair, Clint, the athletic department has just now started utilizing it with putting that wall up in the new football facility, about the faux wall, not the real one, but having that be as part of like their picture taking event that when the recruits come. So it's back in prominence. So you can understand why somebody would want to.
Yeah. I mean, and it's such an iconic place around town. It's something that you have to see if you're here for the first time. And it's something you can't miss when you're here. Especially with the line of people trying to take photos in front of it. It's just like how this is such a simple idea, but it's going to work. And I really, really liked how this one came out. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I've seen it already once, not
I know.
But here's drum roll for you.
Ready?
I don't know if you can hear my drum roll. I can't. I'll bang the mic.
I'll
bang the microphone if it's.
How do you not have that as a prop? All right. Ta-da.
Ta-da. Simple yet unique, not overtly weird, but it's Auburn.
It fits. And it makes sense. And let's go full screen on this one.
Especially for baseball.
This one was a very literal interpretation. We're going to start with a slightly off-white base, add in a brick texture, because why the heck not?
It's the way the wall.
We're going to recreate the text on the wall, and we're going to copy that design to the number on the front, and the number on the back, and the logo on the hat.
It's beautiful.
And I just love how this one came out.
Is dare I
this
ask this? Is it better than Toomer's Lemonade one?
personally, I think so. Sorry, Avery.
Shots fired. We just lost Avery. Sorry, Avery.
But this one is, I don't know what it is about it that I just love, but it just seems to work so well.
It's simple. It's Auburn, and it's not obnoxious.
Yeah, I mean, and here to Gardner's point, the brick wall look is terrible. You can make this as push this into the background of the photo or of the uniform and blur it, sublimate it as much as possible so that it's just barely visible. There are a ton of uniforms over the last 10, 15 years that have included a brick pattern that you will never see, that you would never have any idea was there. And if you kind of played that to this one, it might work. You could, with the text on the chest, like you can kind of chip it, make it look a little bit more worn. There's a lot more you can do with this, and kind of one of the small details that, again, I don't think are going to get picked up in this photo or in this view. Even the Under Armour logo has the orange drop shadow just to kind of draw it in entirely. So this is, I was a fan of this one. I like how
this is probably one of those that when people go out there with something, I'm cool with, because it's so, if you can scream Auburn at me when I see a design, it's like Toomer's Lemonade. If I recall, the Toomer's Lemonade design didn't say anything Auburn on it. I think it just
said Toomer's.
But that's Auburn, right? And the War Eagle wall is Auburn. Everybody goes and takes a picture there at some point. And so to me, if you want to capture those moments of nostalgia in something like this, now the question is, do you then go take if this was a real thing, do you take your picture in front of the players and not the War Eagle wall now? See where I'm going?
You have to. Yes. Shut up, Kyle.
Right. We could get each person with a letter, and then we could actually make the War Eagle. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Stop. Let's see how this works. IRL. I mean, this was not my best Photoshop. I will be the first to say that. Finding high quality photos of baseball has been difficult. Also, one thing that you'll notice if you look for this, just shake the whole table, don't I? If you look for this series, these are incredibly high resolution photos of players that should still be on the team if most possible, but also these photos are taken from the last year. So, when COVID made that incredibly difficult, let me tell you that. But this one was a lot of fun. I am not a fan of white baseball hats, period. I hate the white hat for Auburn. I wish it would burn, and I wish we would never see it again. I do not like white hats. I like this hat. I love this hat.
I did not know that was your very strong opinion about white hats. And now that is not what I had you pinned for. I thought you
I
would.
am not a fan of them. Florida has a white hat, and I hate it. Absolutely despise it.
What's the record? What's the record with the white hats? Of course, don't talk about this year. Don't talk about this year.
We didn't even wear them this year.
Oh, that's why.
No,
there was much more going on there.
I think we wore them for all but like 2 games in the 2020 season before it was shut down.
Okay.
So that was like my hell.
Now, look, a lot of people like the all white uniforms in general, no matter what you're talking about. I am one of those.
We did wear the white hats with the new throwbacks.
I thought so. I saw them one time. I know we all checked out a little bit this year.
Wore those 3 times. Lost. I think it was a 1-2 record with those. Still don't like them.
Still don't like them.
I like the throwback white hats better than the primary white hat, but I still hate white hats.
But this one almost gives you, it takes away some of the white obnoxiousness for you, probably because of that pattern. Even if you fade it back into the background a little bit.
Yep. I think so.
It works. It absolutely works. It's not It's not overblown. It's not overdone. There's not too many things that we have on our jerseys and uniforms that say War Eagle. And I know there's some where like there's been the phrasing on collars or on belt lines or something like that. Are we getting a prop?
It's prop time. You got
prop
props.
time.
I got props. Right there.
Back of the helmet. Back of the helmet. But it's always in, less obvious spots unless you're watching Jarquez Hunter run away from you and you're a defender.
Well, so okay, when this went live on Monday, this was one of the most popular ones that people who read the article fell in love with. And unfortunately, this is against the rules.
Against the rules?
Yes.
What you mean?
The NCAA rules do not allow a battle cry on the chest of the uniform. The primary features of the uniform have to be the school name, the school logo, or the team nickname.
That's a rule.
Yes.
This is NCAA rule.
This is NCAA rules.
And we wonder why we're having the problems that we're having. What a stupid rule.
Well, here, let's see if we can't find
research. I'm upset now.
You get to do this. Let's see.
I'm very upset.
Baylor Bears basketball uniforms. You can thank Baylor for this one.
Oh, I got another reason to not like Baylor. Shout out to my brothers.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let me grab a better. I want a very specific photo.
Dalton, we're starting in here. We're overthrowing the NCAA, not because of NIL, not because of allowing this crazy expansion to happen, not because of a million other things, but because they won't let us have our battle cry. I thought you were about to tell me that the wall texture is a note. I didn't think it was going to be the battle cries.
Nope. Hold on. I'm getting paywalled. Give me a photo.
That gives me a headache, like just thinking about it.
Yep. All right, here you go. Is that showing? That's
sick them. I'm just sick. I am just sick right now because if I got to see that, it makes me mad that Baylor ruined this for us. But their stupid little battle cry, because you know what they do, Clint. Sorry, I'm on a soapbox right now. You know what they do? Sick them Bears. First of all, you say sick them to dogs or something like that, not bears. Bears do not understand the words sick them. What does that have to do with anything related to a bear, to Baylor, to anything like that? And you know what? I'm going to the game.
I wish I could mute him for you so that we could just move on with this, but I can't. He has that problem. He has that control.
I'll shut up.
So, okay, here's more facts to be your friends. This is from 2014. Let's see.
Freaking Bears.
Let's see.
Hate it with a passion right now.
The NCAA just ruled that these are not going to be allowed. That's as much as I can tell you. Baylor will not wear them because the much maligned rulebook is taking the sick'em out of the Baylor Bears.
Do you look at this? If we had Suey across them, that's what they're taking away from us.
Yes.
Of course. I always make the Arkansas fans mad and say "We Pig Suey."
Pig Suey.
Next time you see an Arkansas fan, just say, "Oh, y'all say We Pig Suey," and just watch them foam at the mouth. It's hilarious.
But yes, NCAA ruled that only team name or mascot can be on the front of the uniform. Even though this is basketball, the same rule applies to baseball. And yes, the NCAA will be irrelevant very, very soon, and I cannot wait.
Neil has a great point. An eagle is technically one of our mascots.
Is it?
It's in our hearts it is.
It's a mascot. It's not the nickname.
Stop with the technicalities.
Yep, that's the technicality of it.
Okay. Well, here we are. This was for fun. This was again, I think one of the years where I did my initial scroll through and didn't go immediately. It was definitely just a year that took me and made me pause a little bit. And I found some things in there that I actually didn't mind so much, like the War Eagle wall.
I thought you would like that one.
Well, I think even when something's going to be, you're never going to please everybody, but when something's going to be one of a wide collective favorite.
There is always one that comes out of the bunch that could actually be a real thing.
Yeah.
Barring stupid NCAA rules. This one, and there is another one in this article that kind of compete for that spot for me. So
yeah.
I feel like this bunch was much more tame. Like, we didn't get a Auburn Watermelons uniform like we got a couple of years ago, which is still one of my all-time favorites. But these were crazy. These are different. These are things that you will never see anywhere else or ever again, and that's probably for a good reason. But the floor has risen, and we've got some really decent ones in this bunch. I think there's a couple of there's 11 total. We showed you 3 today, so there's 8 more on the website. Go check them out and let me know which ones you like.
Yeah, so that the link's here on the video description on YouTube if you want to just have a direct link there. But Clint's got it posted out there. We shared it out on our social media too. I'm sure he'll be sharing it some more. So don't miss out.
Yeah, Kyle, I have to ask you real quick.
Oh no.
Did you like
which one?
Did you like the combination uniform?
Let me look at it again. I'm pulling it up on my screen. Stand by. How many down is it?
It's probably the third from the bottom.
Third from the bottom.
From Andrew Lind.
From Andrew Lind. I'm getting there. The combination one.
I don't think you like this one.
Oh my. If this is the one I'm looking at, is this one where you combine everything? Is that what we're talking? No, not that one.
The 1943 one.
1943. Andrew Lind. Sorry, guys. I know this makes for terrible. Oh, this one? That one right there?
Yep.
No.
Did you read the story?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But
does the story help at all?
No. Oh no. No.
Just remember.
No.
That Auburn is always the right side.
It is. And that's why you put it there. See, there's thought that goes into this more than just slap it on a template and put it out there for you guys. And that's the same thing could be said, not just for a fun thing like this with Clint, but how much work, effort, and thought process goes into some of these designs for people that come up with this stuff. And even if it doesn't land, or you could have a president who has no clue what he's doing and try to push a new logo that makes no sense and doesn't look good.
If only you know.
If only you know.
If only you knew. Yeah, if only you know.
WT points out, Kyle giving a backhanded compliment. This is the first year I didn't want to puke at the designs. I have never puked.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I think.
All right. So this is a good time for us to take anything related to Auburn uniforms, Auburn aesthetics, even Auburn history. These are Clint's special areas. Since he's here with us, we're going to stay on probably to about 9 o'clock. So you've got about 7 minutes left. We won't rush off if we're in the middle of a good discussion, but I know there's something going on tonight y'all might be interested in. So get those in right now.
I'd much rather watch this than that.
I would rather watch myself 1,000 times, and I'm really awkward too than that.
I can confirm you are in person too.
Oh, I know. I don't shy away from that. I get that. By the way, if you haven't, Clint, you need to go back and watch the live stream for this week's Auburn Experience show. Austin and I were in rare form, and things almost got said that didn't need to be said. I'm gonna put it.
I'll get that story after we turn off.
It's just things. So, final comments, questions, topics you'd like, especially for Clint to hit since he's here with us right now. I'll put that in. Let's do some quick plugs. Obviously, you know the drill here. Check out our link descriptions. Make sure you're subscribed and following wherever you can, social media, YouTube, podcast, all the good stuff. But Clint, what can people do, obviously, to keep in touch with you? But one of the things that I want you to plug, and I know you hate doing this, but I'm going to force you to do it. This is a labor of love for you. You do many other things for the Auburn family outside of this. Where can they follow you, all that stuff, but how can they help support you as well?
Oh boy.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you got to do it.
You can check out all 11 of the uniforms that we discussed tonight at auburnuniforms.com, along with the history of the orange jerseys and so much more. Let's see. Social media, Instagram, Facebook at Auburn Uniforms, Twitter at Auburn Uniforms, or at Clint AU24. The Auburn Uniform one is just kind of a placeholder, let's be honest. There's a Patreon for the Today in Auburn History site. There is a Buy Me a Coffee, which is basically a Patreon alternative for the Auburn Uniform Database. You can go and pledge a one-time thing or become a member and just a recurring pledge on that one. Everything is appreciated for either of those. But yeah, just like and follow and comment and join us here. I don't know. You ruined my pitch. You threw me off.
Yeah, threw it off. I thought I set you up with a softball and you knocked it over the War Eagle wall. So, hey,
that was, you know what? That was good. I'll give you that one.
I got my moments. I have my moments. All right, you got a couple comments and questions here. Keep them coming. Let's do them rapid fire here. Big one. What is Clint's all-time favorite uniform? It's a big one.
I always struggle with this one. I don't know right now. I'm going to say the Bo Jackson orange face mask uniforms.
That's a good throwback.
That's all I got right now.
And it's just, is it because you...
So much for rapid fire.
I'm going to dive into them a little bit. We got a few minutes here. Is it because we just got the orange face masks back and that's like up in your memory right now? Or is that just...
I just love the orange face mask.
They're all right. The white face mask are much better. Stormtrooper look all the way. Let's see here. Clint, was the infamous Dustbuster episode your first on E2C?
On the YouTube channel, I think it was.
Yeah, but he's been here with E2C much longer than that. Ironically, E2C probably doesn't survive without a little help from Clint.
A little help.
I was hoping you'd pick up on that. You talked about effort and design earlier, about how much Clint, just designers in general, but Clint as well puts into what he does here. If you like our logo, it's this guy right here. So you have him to thank for it. Can we get the backstory on this one?
Neil's kind of gotten this one a little bit, but yes, I think it was that first live stream I joined you for on this channel, and some unsavory bot jumped in and had a really very interesting comment that Kyle quickly blocked, and a couple of us saw it and we had fun with it, and it's funny as hell.
Well, the great thing is that somebody in the chat just goes, well, war Dustbuster to that. I said, okay. Things took a turn. I made a t-shirt. It's on our TeePublic site. No one's bought it. Somebody asked me to create one. I created one and nobody's bought it yet, but it's out there.
God, can somebody please go back through Kyle's catalog and find that moment?
We literally talked about this last night on the live stream. I said, I need
somebody to do it. Funniest thing in the world.
It's.
I need that moment. That needs to be like a mod vid or something.
It would probably
add that to your props.
It would probably be.
Neil did that. Okay.
It would probably be summer of 2020.
Was it 2020?
It was because Gus. Really, when we got started with YouTube, was about the time Gus got fired. And it wasn't because of that. That's when I happened to do it. And so I think it probably was around summer of 2020. Anyway, I'm not sure I understand Devontae's question. How does the white face mask look with the home uniform? Oh, okay. Now I understand. I don't know why I didn't understand one.
You should know how to read that one, Kyle.
I'm trying to like moderate things here. How does the white face mask look with the home uniform? Your opinion, Clint.
I want to see it. Let me share my screen again real quick.
Yep, got it.
Here's the mock-up for you.
Well, why am I not? Oh, there it is. I got to add it to it, Kyle. There you go. Looks great.
I want to see it. It has to happen.
It looks great.
I don't care if it looks awful on the field, but this is the final combo that we need. We've had blue, orange, and white with all the other colors except this one. And this is the final combination. This is what I need to see.
And we know that they have what they need to make the combo. Maybe this is the year.
I don't care how it looks. Doesn't matter to me. It just has to happen.
He needs it. He's a completionist.
I've been begging for this one.
And you know certain people who probably have some influence over that. So
there is your answer, Devontae.
That was the white face mask on the home jersey. I will be honest, and we've done live streams with you about the face mask when it was announced it was happening during the Harsin era, and we've talked a lot about that history of it and stuff like that. And I've opened up to that. If we're going to change something, that's what I'm open to. And the more that I've looked at that white face mask, the more I fell in love with it, especially on the away jerseys, because it is now the straight stormtrooper, or at least what I call affectionately the stormtrooper look, because it's beautiful, man. It's just doggone beautiful. What just happened? Clint froze. I think Clint was getting ready to do story time or show and tell with us, and he unplugged himself, and the Dustbuster got him. Oh, goodness gracious, Clint. I hate it for you. All right, I'm going to take Clint off the screen for a second until he gets himself situated, and then maybe we can have him back on for a second to say goodbye to all of you guys. But right now, that man is frozen as all get out. Like I can see him right here below. Okay. Plugged in my computer and it crashed. Well, we're wrapping up anyway. So there he is. The War Dustbuster got him. All right. Let's, I think we can round it out there in fine fashion, folks. It has been another great stream with Clint. I always enjoy having these conversations with him about his thought process and his efforts behind that. Oh, did we get him back? Did we get him back? I think we might have. Let's see. There he is.
I just tried to get a prop for
this myself, is what you get for trying to do show and tell.
I know. It just crashed on me.
We'll bring it up a little closer so everybody can see it.
Yep. There you go. It's pretty. I like it.
It's very pretty. Like it a lot.
But it still doesn't compete.
Oh, he's going to bring out the stupid orange face mask.
The stupid orange face mask. My gosh, I wish I had the power to mute you. It still doesn't beat this. This is still just the perfect Auburn helmet. Perfect.
I beg to differ.
I don't care what you say.
Either way, I think it's changing the face mask was a good way to kind of appease a lot of people, at least having the rotation, because it gives those people that are dying for something new or something unique to have that, but it's not too much. And it's still, even the orange one, it all looks good because if it's orange and blue, it's what we do.
God,
you knew I was going to say it.
He had to get that in.
He knew I was going to say it.
It's
all
over.
Right.
We're done.
We're done. We're out of here. Let's get out of here before another Dustbuster comes in. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you enjoy whatever you're getting into this evening. I hope it's not what I think it's going to be. Hey, speaking of Dustbusters, never mind. No, okay.
Nope. Call it. It's over. It's over. Stop it.
Thank y'all for joining us, hanging out with us.
I guess.
Until we talk to you again. Thanks for being here. And War Eagle.
War Eagle.